as we discussed, unpack a little bit of what we saw there and what are the different motivation and gamification techniques that we've witnessed just now. Well, first, it needs to be said, of course, it's helpful to present the end user with different activity types, with different game types. For a number of companies out there, and I'm surprised myself, the gamification is all about swiping cards. So your only gamification activities that you present with the question, then you're saying yes or no, and then you're getting, I don't know, points and stars. As exciting as possible that can be, it still gives you very little variety. So even with that, you'll get bored. But if instead we can create a number of very different activities, taking you through different kinds of exercises, different kinds of games, and you also get to choose which one you play next, this is where you would be interested to continue to exploring and to play more. This is the topic of autonomy that Scott told us about, that you get to decide and also you get variety in this. Learning journey, we talked about this. Again, it gives you autonomy, it gives you the bigger picture, it gives you the sense of getting competent in something, and also that you have a segmented gateway experience. You get to experience different characters, you get to talk to different characters and interact with them. They have different personalities, you can relate to them differently. I think we spoke to our colleagues, we spoke to the manager of the facility, we could have spoken to the inspector as well, wearing a distinctive green helmet. We even spoke to the computer. You don't speak to computers, but we did it that way, again, for it to be interesting, engaging, and interactive. So, yeah, this is relatedness. This is a factor of being related, establishing some sort of connections and relations. Randomization, the same scene, or the same game, sorry, is randomized each time you start it. So this gives replayability, this drives engagement, and as we've seen in the confined spaces, this is the random reinforcement that kind of you don't know what you're getting next, and therefore you're interested. Failing, so here's an example of the very same kind of a game, but then depending on the vertical that we're working with, depending on the client, if this is an onshore operations company, if it's construction or if it's oil rigs that are onshore oil rigs, your environment will look like this. If it's out in the sea, suddenly the environment is replaced. So it's super easy to customize, not just on the environments, but also on the specifics of the PPE, what's your work clothing is like, are you wearing a safety vest, are you dressed in overalls? Oh yeah, and there's, of course, the very same is applicable to other industries, as in this example, the same engine is used to engage and drive learning in a hospital environment. So it definitely is not limited to construction.
God morgen, godt å se deg. Er du klar for arbeidsskiftet ditt?
I'm glad that we could combine some Norwegian lesson in the session as well for everyone, so that we all learn something. So, okay, next slide. I think I have to click in here. All of the voices that we've heard today were not voiced by people, they're voiced by AI. So we're using modern text-to-speech engines. This opens for very straightforward voicing for translations. So being a Scandinavian company, we have Norwegian language, English language, where as we speak we are adding major European languages into the system, so French, German, Spanish will be there quite soon. And of course, text-to-speech that was available 5-10 years ago and what's available today you can't really compare. So things are much more realistic and it allows for much more straightforward content creation. Deployment. We spoke about deployment of VR. We spoke about that. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. But e-learning typically comes in screen format, and it comes with a certain distribution file format that we support. That means that all of this gamified interactive content is easily built into learning management systems or your e-learning systems. So alongside the courses that you already have in your LMS or e-learning, these courses could be seamlessly built in. So this comes to deployment, and so these are the courses that are being made available now. We just now played a couple of these. These are the courses that are, as I told you, are replicated in a number of ways, because this is the base course catalog part that PaleBlue has introduced. That's available across various verticals. So we saw that it's available for offshore, like sea-based environments, that it's available for construction, energy, and there's also replication in the languages, right? So the same base package of courses is then replicated towards verticals and replicated towards languages. So these are the core safety concepts that are trainable. Each one is a learning journey. So we looked at the learning journey. So each one of these modules is a learning journey, taking up to 60 or 90 minutes if you want to complete it all. But of course, you can stop at any time, go back, and then come back and take the training from the point you left off.